What is the tax lien interest rate by state? Great question. We're going to dive into that in this video. One of the great things about investing in tax lien certificates is the interest rate. So this is an appropriate video to talk about that. And we're going to break down of what you need to look for when investing in a state, and the interest rate is just a small portion of that. One of the things that you're going to learn in this video, it takes a very little bit of money to get into this. I'm going to show you exactly how to do this and the fact that you do not have to travel. Okay, listen, there's all sorts of investment strategies out there. In this video, I'm going to show you how to maximize, literally, where you can get up to 108% on your money. Unheard of. And it's mandated by law. Stick around, we have all that. Now remember, anytime you have any questions, if I skip something, there's a specific state you're looking, just send it over to me. I'll make sure I address it. Like, subscribe, do all those wonderful things. And I'm sure we will benefit from that. I mean, listen, you're the one that drives this channel. You're the one that makes it happen. Without you, I'd just be talking into a camera. And I already know this information. I want to share it with you. So the more information I have and questions you give me, the more fun this can be. All right, let's get right into this. Interest rates with the counties. Now, this is probably one of the first things that people start to talk, okay, I want to get the highest interest rate out there. That's not necessarily the angle to go. For instance, there could be an interest rate, like for instance in Indiana has an interest rate of 10%. Well, I don't want that, but wait a second. It's a 3-month redemption period and it's a penalty. So you've got to dig deeper when asking about this, okay? What's the best interest rate out there? And I've got a whole list of all the different states out there. I mean, so if you were actually looking at this and you were just looking at interest rate, you would skip over a place like Indiana, which has a potential of doing over 30%, and the likelihood of you getting a property goes through the ceiling because of the way they set it up. So don't only concentrate on the interest rate, although that will be a guiding factor. So when picking a tax lien state to invest in, that is something you need to consider. What is the interest rate? That's the first thing you want to ask. Number 2, what is the redemption period? Okay. Number 3 is, when is the sale taking place? Is it coming up or is it something I have to wait for? Those are the 3 key things you need to ask. Now, if a state says, like Wyoming, I think it's like 12%. If it says 12% in Wyoming, wait a second, why would I do that when I can get 16% in Arizona? Wait a second, though. There's some other surprise little Easter eggs or whatever they call those little things in video games where they make some money or whatever. Anyway, 12%, but they got a 5% penalty, and then they've got Louisiana with 1% a month and a 5% penalty. It can be up to 30 or 40%. All sorts of different factors in there. So definitely look at the interest rate. But saying I'm only going to go the high interest rate, you could be skipping some gems out there, which the untrained tax lien investor is going to do automatically. Because we think higher interest rate, obviously more opportunity to make money on it. That might not be the case. So I'm okay with the lower interest rates as long as I know what's going on, which gets us right back to research. Make sure you understand the market completely. So when I'm going into a market, I don't know, let's say Chicago, and I buy a tax lien certificate, I'm going, yeah, I'm getting 36% a year, or I'm getting 72% every 2. You keep going on and on with this. This is fantastic. But then you don't realize that you have to file paperwork at certain times during the redemption period, and if you don't do that, you lose your whole position. Okay? You got to do the research on this. Make sure you know what this is. So we're going back to the 3. What's the interest rate? What's the redemption period? And when is the sale? Number 3. So one of the things you should start doing right now is start creating a calendar. Okay, a calendar of lien sales coming up. So you've got all these things going up there. Most of these sales are at the same time every single year. Sometimes it's even in the state statute, like in Florida. Sale has to be conducted or started by the last business day of May. So most of all Florida sales happen in that last week and into June and May. So if I know that, I'm going to put that on my calendar. See, I just gave you one. Okay, right there. Or you got someplace else, Chicago, they mix those up all over the place. But once you know where that is, you start creating a calendar. Then you go back and go, okay, 5 weeks before the sale, I'm going to need to get a list, okay? Once I get that list, then I want to know bidding procedures. So what if I am getting 16% and all of a sudden they tell me oh my goodness, not only is it 16%, but you bid down the interest rate. Or something. Wait a second, I don't want to bid down the interest rate. But you should have read that beforehand. Okay, now all of a sudden that 12% with a flat 5%, with a flat 5% penalty, all of a sudden you're looking at this going, wait a second, that's a potential of 24% on that. Yeah, okay, and you went away from it because you saw the initial 12%. Now, I've got a list of all the different lien states in here, and I just want to highlight what I mean by that because I want to show you exactly what I'm speaking of here. So I'm just glancing through this. Georgia is 20%, but in reality, they look, smell, and taste like a lien, but it really acts like a deed state, so that would be a little deceiving on that. Or you've got New Jersey at 18%. Oh, I want to go to New Jersey. Now, there's a couple of factors. There's a video I have on that, but I love New Jersey. First of all, they do it by township, and they don't do it by county, and there's like 628 townships in New Jersey. Just a ton of opportunity. But you're bidding down the interest rate. So it starts at 18%. And you bid that down from there. So again, at first glance, you're gonna think, oh, this is a great one to do, and not necessarily, okay? So you got Illinois at 18%, Iowa at 14%, Florida at 18%, Georgia at 20%, Arizona at 16%. I mean, they're all over the place on there. South Dakota at 12%. All of those things come with a story, and I really want you to emphasize, or want you to understand that going in. So it's kind of like the old Monty Python movies where the guy takes off his sandal and everybody's like, take off your left sandal, it's a sign. He's like, no, it's not. I'm just trying to go to work. You know, just because it's 16% doesn't mean, oh, that's where I got to go. But I see this all the time. Oh, I must go to Arizona. I must go to Florida. I must go here. And it's like, okay, well, what about these places over here that secretly are giving you a 5% penalty on top of the interest rate? I mean, that's kind of a better way to go on that. It always comes down to research, doesn't it? Know your markets out there. Okay, listen. Nobody, and I mean nobody on planet Earth, has researched more counties and gotten more information over the last 30 years than myself. I've been helping students forever in places that I would never invest, not because it's bad, because I just don't have enough resources to go to all 5,013 taxing jurisdictions out there. There's plenty for everybody to go around, which also brings me up to an item here. We're doing it from home. One of the beautiful things about tax lien certificates is you don't have to go there in person, especially with the advent, obviously, of the internet and some of the online auctions that are happening out there where you can literally get all of your research done, make sure you've got it nailed, register for the sale, okay? Make sure that you register for the online auction too, because if you're registered for the county, that doesn't necessarily mean you're registered for bid for assets or SRI or any one of those third party that go into the county and take up over the sale for them. Okay, I've got all that. I'm sitting at home. I've literally, the first time I ever bid online was about 15 years ago when they first started coming out. I had made some popcorn. It's raining outside. I thought I was the coolest person in the world because I didn't have to jump on a plane and do that. I love being there in person, but oh my goodness, you can be anywhere in the planet and invest in tax lien certificates. If you have done any traveling, you'll understand what I'm saying. You may not have running water. You may not have a shower or flushing toilets, but let me tell you what you're gonna have. You're gonna have internet, okay, always. And the crazy thing that I've always learned, the internet speeds in other countries, especially some of these outback countries that I've gone to before that are in the middle of nowhere, the speed is really high because they bypassed some of the networks that we had to do. Listen, the United States had dial-up, okay? Why did we have dial-up when all these other people had high speed? Because we had infrastructure for that, and all the powers that be are going, look, we spent billions of dollars on that. Until we get our ROI on that, we ain't jumping to the next thing. Well, these people went from zero phones to high-speed internet. And so I'm telling you this because, listen, once you get this system down, once you understand the process, once you understand my method on how to do this, you can do this from anywhere in the world. Obviously, you have to have an internet connection. As long as you've got everything set up, it's simple to go ahead and get online, start doing some of your research. Now, I'm strictly talking about tax liens right now. I'm not talking about tax deeds. Tax deeds take a little more boots on the ground. But as far as liens are concerned, you can be at my safari camp. A lot of you know I have a luxury safari camp in Africa. You could be sitting there. I've got internet there. Okay, I don't like to tell people that, but you're in the middle of the Serengeti and you can buy some tax liens. Or you can be on a boat in the middle of the Nile floating down, which I've done that, or in the middle of Cambodia. It's up to you. So the opportunity to make money is right at your fingertips. Listen, there's a lot a lot going on with tax lien certificates. It's not just making 16%. It's not just a 2-year redemption period. It's not you just get the property free and clear. There's a lot going on. So I've got free training. You know that. You want to get involved in that. I've got a step-by-step process through the whole thing, A to Z. It's a lot more at length than I have time for in these videos. Just hit the link down below, higginsmethod.com, and I'll give you a free book, America's Secret Investment Strategy. This is Saen Higgins saying God bless and happy hunting.